is New York City, arguably one of the largest fashion capitals in the entire world. And this is me. I'm Erlia, a full-time clothing reseller who recently heard about the somewhat secretive practice of shopping sample sales to resell. And it made me wonder, how much can you really make shopping sample sales? Let's find out. This is 260 Samples flagship store on Fifth Ave, one of many popular spots around the city. My dad and I left Pennsylvania at 5 a.m. to drive to the city and stand in line 2 hours to be some of the first people in line for Rent The Runway, a popular online clothing rental company. This means that all of the clothing we would go through was pre-owned, although I saw several items still with the tags. This place was crazy once everyone got in, which is probably why they didn't allow coats or large bags past the entrance. Brands I saw included Ola Johnson, Anina, Levis Jacket Fancy in the arms of another shopper, and so much more. While I searched, I had my dad with me watching the growing pile of clothing in the corner. I was only picking up items I could pay up for, as items ranged from $30 to over $100, when I saw that they put up a sale for 40% off 4 more items, but by that point it was too late to fix my mistake. I still came out with a large pile though at checkout. In total, I paid $830 for 13 items, but did I make any money? Let's review. So the whole point of this video is just to show you guys if sample sales are really worth it or not. So I'm going to try to put a profit calculator somewhere on the screen so that way you guys can see how much I made in this one trip. I was very excited to find what I could, but oh my gosh guys, I put so much back without realizing that they actually had a promo where if you buy more, you save more. So if you bought 4 or more pieces, you saved 40% off your order, and I was an absolute idiot and I put back so many items before realizing that they actually had the sale going on. I know you're probably thinking, do they have this all the time? The answer is no. I ended up asking one of the employees, I was like, hey, I didn't realize you guys had this promo. And he was like, oh my gosh, we usually only have it on the final day of our sale, but sometimes it's just a surprise. Sometimes it happens to be on the first day of the sale and nobody ever knows. So the first item here was this large oversized trucker jacket from Levi's. It had this blue Sherpa going up and down the sleeves as well as on the collar. This jacket is called the Cocoon Bomber Sherpa jacket, and it was originally $38, so $37.99, and I scored it for 40% off. The reason I ended up getting this item, besides the discount as well, is because I really feel like these denim jackets, especially with a little bit of Sherpa, are perfect for the fall time here. Up next, I did get duplicates of items, and this one was one of them. This was a Rixo quilted long trench coat, and it has some floral designs going on here. This is stunning. It buttons down the front, and these originally were $495, and what I realized about the sale too late was that outerwear was actually not included in the 40% off, neither were handbags. So this one I got for $110, but I definitely feel like I could make a $250 profit to $300 profit just on these coats, so I did end up getting 2 of these. So long story, when I was going through everything, my actual first instinct was to go to the outerwear first, just because I knew that those things had higher values for me than others. So that's actually what I went to first, which I think was a mistake in hindsight. I definitely should have gone to the sweaters and the dresses first because those were included in the sale, but I ended up putting back a ton of C New York quilted puffer jackets. I'll try to put a photo of what they looked like right here, but I literally had 4 of them that my dad was holding for me at the end of the line. And C New York is definitely a Bolo brand if you've never heard of it before, but I was really banking on the fact that these jackets would be worth something, but unfortunately their comps were only around $200, and that was for new, and they wanted $130 for them with no discount. So I did decide to pass on those ones, but I did find some other C New York pieces. These were just a pair of pants. I wasn't sure if I was going to get these or not. They're in a size 2, and they were originally $295, and they're just a green pair of paper bag pants. These ones are the only ones I regret picking up because, again, I did pay up for them. So originally on the sale they were $65. Whatever that is after the sale, I will obviously put it right here. And I think editing earlier is probably going to have to add in all of the profits to our profit calculator, because I'm not sure what pants like these will actually get me in terms of comps, because they are a current Bolo brand and I do think that they will sell pretty fast. Up next were actually some of my favorite items from the entire sale. So of course I did get duplicates of things, and these were one one of them. Farm Rio is definitely a bolo brand that you guys should be on the lookout for. This is what the tag looks like if you are not familiar. Any Farm Rio cardigans really do hold their value. I've been selling their sweaters for around $150, but their cardigans do go for a little bit more and a little bit faster. So this cardigan was trending on TikTok for a little bit. It has balloon sleeves on it and it has some color block details going on here. I ended up getting two of these, one in a size extra small and one in a size small. For both of these, they had different prices, but I think overall they're about $40 a piece. And then with the 40% off discount, they were this price. And then in terms of profit, I really do think that I'm going to make a hefty chunk of change on both of these cardigans. So I was super duper excited to find them. One brand that I was not expecting to be at this sample sale was Anina Bing. I did end up getting duplicates of this sweatshirt. I believe that both are a size extra small, but it's this really, really cute tiger graphic Anina Bing sweatshirt. If you guys know, you know, Anina Bing is another bolo that is really, really expensive online right now. So I did pick up two of these in hopes that before the holidays they would sell. They are just plain on the back here with the Anina Bing logo embroidered on the back of the sweatshirt. The next item I was so excited about. I have never found this brand before. It is Caroline Constance. This is the label if you have never seen it before, and it is this gorgeous long silk maxi dress with some floral details on it. This is stunning. I could totally see someone wearing this to a wine day or any holiday activities. It has some sheer sleeves on it, but then the rest of it with a deep V here is not fully sheer, so you can have a little bit more coverage. This is stunning. I really don't know what these sell for. Originally, this was $102, and then I got the 40% discount. I'm going to try to see if I can insert some comps here and try to make my best estimate as to what a dress like this will get me in terms of profit, but I was very, very excited to see this on the rack. The next item I picked up, I thought this was real leather. It's this Anishka faux leather mini skirt. This is adorable, let me say. It feels so much like real leather. It is their newer label, so I am so excited to see how a skirt like this does. I've only found Anishka a handful of times, but the new label with the faux leather pieces do really, really well. And since it's a mini style for the fall here, I think this would be perfect for layering. This next item here needs a little bit of zhuzhing, if you know what I mean when you see it, but it is one of our favorite designers, Ola Johnson. I have been eyeing up some of their jumpsuits online, but even the pre-owned ones are about $150. So when I found this at $94 and then with the discount, I was so shocked. It is this animal print jumpsuit from Ola Johnson with a tie belt around the waist. I believe this one is in a size extra large, which is great because that size sells really well for me, with some straight leg details here at the bottom. It's a denim material, so I know that this is going to go in the fall here. Perfect for Q4. I cannot say enough about this. I am so excited that I found this again because there were a lot of pickers there, so I was happy to get my hands on this first pick. The next brand here I had picked up solely on style, and then when I looked up the brand, I realized that I made a fantastic, fantastic choice. This is a Vanessa Bruno embroidered 100% virgin wool sweater. This is stunning. I could totally see myself wearing this, and I know that this is going to sell super duper fast. The comps I was seeing online are around $300, but I could totally be wrong. Maybe I just made a bad choice in the store, but this one they only wanted $70 for, so after the 40% discount, that left me with blank, and also that adds a lot to our profit calculator if I was right originally. And for those of you who have joined my Whatnot lives, you will know how much I love the brand The Great, but it is this wool blend sweater with some puff sleeves. I really love the colors for this for autumn as well. This one buttons all the way down the front. The cardigans are the absolute best selling items for them, so I was super duper excited to find this. I almost put this back, but then when I realized they had the discount, I snatched it back up again. So this one came home with me. The original sale price they had this at was $68, then with the discount, I'm honestly hoping that a sweater like this sells for around $150 for the resale market. Then one of the final items I have here is another C New York piece. I don't find a lot of this where I am, and it's definitely trending right now, so if you find it, make sure you are grabbing it. This is a puff sleeve dress from them, and it's tie-dye, and it's tiered and asymmetrical all the way down. I can see someone wearing this on a holiday vacation, kind of by the water, something like that. And I don't know, I found two of these and one of them had a weird button on the front, and I noticed that a lot of the items I would kept putting back had random buttons on them. So if you guys know what that's about, please leave me a comment down below. I had no idea what that was, but this item I'm really hoping will sell for around $150, and right now I think we're at a pretty hefty profit, but I still have one more exciting item to show you. This next item was my absolute favorite item of the entire day. You guys know I went to Coats first, so I was really looking around for one specific jacket they had featured on their stories, and I couldn't find it, but I ended up finding this instead, which honestly I think is even better than the one I was looking for. I paid $130 for this gorgeous leather jacket. I loved the color. I feel like this is such a pretty piece, and I'll let you guys guess down in the comments if you know it at first. It has a signature M on the back here, and if you don't know this brand, make sure that you are familiar with it. Write it down, please. This is a mackage leather jacket. This brand of coats is absolutely insane in resale value. I have a puffer coat from them with real fur on it right now, and I have it listed at $575 or $550, and I have been waiting on the right buyer for that one, and I've gotten lots of interest. So for a leather jacket like this, when I looked up comps, was $990. So I definitely will see if I can find some comps for you guys to look at, but this was such an exciting find. So when I found this, I was absolutely elated. If you are looking into buying a lot of items in bulk at once, I definitely would suggest this to you guys if you have not tried it out already. As you guys can tell, I made a ton of profit on this trip. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Earlier, you traveled all the way to get these items, you paid for gas, everything else, so let me tell you what that actually cost. So taking our profit calculator and subtracting these things, I think in total I spent $40 on gas, which is not a lot since it's gone down. I paid $42 to sit in the parking garage for a few hours right close to the building. I think we paid $21 in tolls, and I believe that lunch was about $30. So taking all of those things into consideration, I definitely think that if you live close by in the area, even if you don't live in the city, you absolutely can make this worth your while, but you have to go early to make sure you get the good stuff. I have to get to photographing all of this. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up down below, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. I will see you guys in the next one.